excited now. I think that's a big tick off the list. And this week's one is
Reflection.
oh yeah, reflection. Again, that could be mirrors, that could be water, that could be whatever you find reflective. Take it as you want, and I'll see you in 3 days' time.
We shall. Oh, my brain's already going.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, so this week it's my turn to give you a bit of an insight as to how and what processes I go through to try and find my photo for this week's theme. I just want to show you some of the things that can go wrong when you're trying things that you're totally out of your comfort zone. This is me trying my best to do a reflection photograph. So the idea that I have is to not only have the reflection in the mirror of what's going on here, but also act as if the finished product that you'll see is hopefully going to be shortbread is kind of reflecting as to what it was before it was shortbread. So we're going to start off with all of the individual items. This mirror, however, fell over and has knocked everything over. Total nightmare. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it all up and then I'll come back to you guys and show you what it's hopefully going to look like. Hey guys, so you'll see from my previous clips that my original idea with the baking didn't work out. So rather than get totally fixated and set on one particular thing, I decided just to go out, just to see what we could find. I had made another clip actually when I was there on site, but it was so windy you literally couldn't hear me talking. So this week Mabel and I went out just to sort of play around and see what we could find with reflection. Being by the sea, I looked around on for things like rock pools, using the reflection of my phone screen to try and get a good image. And hopefully you like what we came up with. It wasn't a rock pool, it wasn't a foam reflection. In the end, it was a really grim day. It was super windy, really cloudy, really nothing special, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out after everything's said and done this week. So I hope you like it.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm alright, yeah.
Good.
This was a bit of a tricky task. I don't know how you found it, but
I hated it. I didn't because it got me going, but I tried a lot of ideas and they didn't work. So I was starting to get a little bit like, but eventually I got one that I liked. So.
Yeah, I did the same. So I started out with an idea that I wanted to take it down a bit of a kind of fairy tale route.
Mm-hmm.
Went up to the woodland with my camera and my tripod and everything, with a little mirror in my hand. And the idea behind it was I wanted to do like Little Red Riding Hood going through the forest, but seeing the wolf from the mirror behind her. And so you see the shocked face of Little Red Riding Hood and this wolf behind her. Oh, that's going to be awesome if I get it done. And I made a rookie mistake. All the batteries that I took up, none of them had been recharged since my last shoot. I was trying it without any kind of remote trigger, and my battery just kept dying, and the idea was just like non-existent. It wasn't happening. Yeah, I sacked that one off and tried to come up with a different concept. So
yeah. So my first one, I had this idea because I wanted to sort of push myself, and basically I set up a mirror in the kitchen, set up everything that I would use as an ingredient for my shortbread. We had some slight hiccups in that my mirror fell over and sent flour all over my whole kitchen, and
oh no,
nightmare. Anyway, so I started again, made my shortbread, and the sort of idea behind it is that I wanted my finished shortbread looking into the mirror, but the reflection in the mirror was everything that it was made up of, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
No.
Like, I'd set the tripod up like here next to the oven, and to cook my shortbread I had to move everything. I could not get it back in the same place, and it was just a bit of a disaster. So basically the dogs ended up getting dragged back into it again. Clearly a theme in my life.
So who wants to go first with this one? You want to send yours to me first?
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, what I quite liked is that both of our feet are in it.
Yes.
Looking over into the puddle.
That's a really nice shot, though. That's like the shadows in that. I like that.
Quite well. It was a really horrible day, actually, that I took Mabel out to try and get it.
But I think if you went out on a really bright day, that wouldn't work.
Exactly. Which I think is why the shadows are the way they are, just because of the clouds and things like that. Yeah, I'm fairly pleased with it because of all of my failed attempts.
Yeah. Yeah. You came out with something you're quite happy with.
Yeah, I think so.
I like that as well. It's not a bog standard puddle. Like, to have all the little murky bits and the leaves and stuff. You've actually picked it. Sounds really lame, but you picked a really nice puddle.
Literally, I came along it and there was people down on the beach walking their dogs, and I was bent over. I was like trying to get Mabel to look over the mirror, and they were just like, "What freak." The only thing that I had to really change on it is there was a big reflection of a telegraph pole coming across, which I've managed to like remove.
Hey, well done. Cause you can't see any editing like that in there. That's really cool.
I've spent quite a while trying to get rid of it. I just thought it detracted from it just being Mabel and I. Yeah, I'm really happy with it.
That's cool. I like that. It's such a tricky theme. Like, so I did quite a bit of editing in mine. As I say, that's my kind of go-to. I like my editing, but I did it in. All right, I'll send you it, and then I'll explain. All right.
I love it.
So it was a mirror. So I took a big mirror down to the beach like a loser. But it was kind of reflecting on, well, it's two reflections. It's reflecting on thinking about my son, but also the fact he is a little reflection of me as well. Yeah. So it's kind of coming at all aspects of reflection, grasping at straws much, but it was quite a nice one to do as well. So
I'm obsessed with that. That is beautiful, and I can see you want to get it printed. I would get it printed if it wasn't weird that I had a picture of you and your son in my house. Oh, I'm obsessed with that, and I love how like the shoreline lines up and everything.
Yay!
That's you should be really proud of that.
Thank you.
I
think, especially after it sounds like we've both had a bit of a nightmare of a few days, for us to come out with what we've come out with, I think we should be pretty happy with that. Right. Task 3 then. Little box is back. Please do something easy. So task number 3 is.
No, both of us thought reflection would be really easy.
Well, that's it. We started off like, oh yeah, mirrors, ha ha ha. Why are we doing this?
Whereas bizarrely, we both found multi-shot. Oh, black and white. Okay.
Black and white. Okay. I have just done that black and white photo, but let's go at it from a different angle. Black and white. That could be anything.
Anything. That's what I quite like about that, though, actually. This is where I start like, what do I do?
So again, I'll see you in 3 days.
Oh, goodbye.
Bye.